Peace and blessings to you all, brothers and sisters. I am your host again, Shabar Israel, bringing you another quick video on today, and this is concerning Ruth chapter 1, verses 15 and 16. Now, I don't know why Christians, ministers, deacons, evangelists, they keep saying, unlearned ministers out here, unlearned Christians, they keep saying that verses 15 and 16 in Ruth chapter 1 is dealing with deities, and it's not. It's not dealing with deities. You know that we have false gods in the Bible. Let me show you a list of false gods. So you can see right here a list of false gods in ancient times. The Most High tells the children of Israel that ye shall have no other gods before me. You should not make yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord your God, for I am the Lord your God, and I am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me. So you can see right here, this is a list of false gods. You have Baal, of the Canaanites, Ashtoreth of the Canaanites, Chemos of the Moabites, Molech of the Ammonites, Dagon of the Philistines, the Queen of Heaven of the Canaanites, same as Ashtoreth, Marduk, which was a Babylonian deity, Bel, Babylon, Nebo or Nabu, Babylon, Tammuz or Damuzi, which was ancient Samaria. So you can see right here, false gods in ancient times. Going back to Ruth, verses 15 and 16 out of chapter 1, this deals with Ruth's loyalty to Naomi. Okay, so we can see in Ruth 1 and 15, Naomi when it says, she said, it's Naomi speaking. She said, behold, your sister-in-law has gone back into her people, you see, and into her gods. So Naomi was telling Ruth that your sister, right, she's gone back to her people as well as her gods. Now, we know her people is the nation of Israel. We know when it says her people here, those are Israelites, because her people is her tribe. Now, if you don't know too much about the breakdown of Ruth, go back and look at my video. I did an awesome, beautiful video on explaining how Ruth was an Israelite from the tribe of Reuben. You can look at that video. After you look at that video, then do a follow-up with this one. So we can see right here, because I already explained about everything that I'm saying now in the previous video about Ruth being an Israelite. So when it says, see, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people, that's her tribe. Okay? It says, and in her gods. This is not talking about Ruth's sister, which was Orpah. This is not talking about she went back to what you see here. She went back to Chemos, because that was the deity of Moab. You see what I'm saying? We already know that Ruth's sister Orpah was not a biological Moabite. She was an Israelite. She was considered a Moabitess because she resided in the plains of Moab. That's not to say that Orpah and Ruth was actual biological Moabites just because they resided in the plains of Moab. The plains of Moab, that whole landmass was taken over by the Israelites after they destroyed the Amorites and took that land. Just look at the video concerning Ruth was an Israelite that I made, and you will see what I'm talking about. So we can just scratch this on about Ruth and Orpah being biological Moabites. We can scratch that. We know they was Israelites, okay? So, it says that Ruth's sister Orpah had went back to her people, her tribe, and her gods. Now, is this talking about the gods concerning false gods? Is this talking about actual that Arpa went back to Chemos? Is it talking about Arpa went back to Chemos, which was the deity of Moab at that time? Is this talking about Arpa went back to any of these false gods on this chart? Because it says your sister has gone back to her gods. Did Arpa go back to Baal? Did Arpa go back to Ashereth? Did Arpa go back to Chemos? Did Arpa go back to Molech? Did Arpa go back to Dagon? Did she go back to Ashereth? Did she go back to Marduk, Baal, Nebo, Tammuz, Tamuzi? Did she go back to these false gods listed here? Absolutely not. When you see her gods here, that is in reference to judges. Look at this for instance. Judges is also known as rulers. Judges is also known as rulers, divine ones, angels sometimes, and gods. So judges can also be denoted as gods. Again, judges can also be denoted as gods. And that's exactly what Ruth 1 and 15 is talking about when it says that your sister-in-law has went back to her people, her tribe of Israel, right? And her gods. Not talking about these, right? It's not talking about the deities of false god in ancient times, such as Baal, Ashereth, Chemos, Molech, Dagon, Marduk, Baal, Nebo. All these false gods here is not talking about that in Ruth 1 and 15 when it says your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and her gods. No, these gods right here is in reference to she has went back to her judges. You see, because right here, judges is Hebrew 4:30, which is Elohim, which means God. So if I back all the way up to this Bible verse, Exodus 21 and 6, it says, then his master shall bring him to the judges. See that? Then his master shall bring him to the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or into the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. Now it says his master shall bring him to the judges. We go into the tools, we go into the interlinear, we go down here to judges, it says Hebrew 4:30, Elohim. We click in Hebrew 4:30, and what do you see down here? Outline of biblical usage. You see rulers, judges, and then ultimately you see gods. So in Ruth 1 and 15, that's in reference to the gods, the judges of her people. Arpa went back to her people. Arpa went back to her tribe. Arpa went back to her gods. Arpa went back to her judges that was appointed over that particular tribe. Because Israel, there's 12 tribes. There was judges appointed over these 12 tribes. Let me show you. Deuteronomy 16:18, judges and officers shall thou make thee in all thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth you, throughout thy tribes, throughout thy tribe. So there was judges that was appointed, over every 12 tribes of Israel. Judges throughout thy tribes. He shall judge the people with just judgment. So we can see right there was a judge for each tribe of Israel. That's why I say Ruth 1 verse 15, Arpa went back to her people, her tribe, and her gods. She went back to her judges. Not talking about Arpa went back to Baal, went back to Ashereth, went back to Chemos, went back to Molech, Dagon, Marduk, Baal, the false god of ancient times. It's not talking about these gods. Because we know right here there were false god of ancient times. Like Baal, the Canaanites worship Baal, the Canaanites worship Ashereth. The Moabites worship Chemos, the Ammonites worship Moloch, the Philistines worship Dagon, the fish god. The Canaanites worship the queen of heaven, same as Ashereth. Babylonians, they worship Marduk. The Babylonians also worship Baal or Baal. The Babylonians also worship Nebo or Nabu. And the Sumerians, ancient Sumeria, they worship Tammuz or Damuzi. So there were always false god in ancient times that was worshipped by heathen nations, and Israel also, they worship these gods as well. But, however, it's not talking about that in Ruth 1 and 15 when Orpah went back to her people and her gods. This right here is in reference to none other judges and officers right here, guys. All right. I'm going to show you more. Ruth 1 and 16. And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whether you go, I will go. And where you lodge, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God, shall be my God. So Ruth said to Naomi, because Naomi was from the tribe of Judah. Ruth was from the tribe of Reuben. Just look at the video of Ruth being an Israelite that I made a couple weeks ago, and you'll see. But anyways, Ruth said to Naomi, which was a mother-in-law, you know what I'm saying? Ruth said to Naomi that I want your people to be my people. I want your tribe to be my tribe, because Ruth and Naomi was from different tribes. So she said, I want your tribe to be my tribe, and I want your judges to be my judges. That's what it's actually supposed to say. I want your God to be my God. I want your judges to be my judges. That's what it's supposed to say. If you don't believe me, I have further precepts. So let's go into Acts the 23rd chapter. I'll read verses 4 and 5. This is actually dealing with Paul on trial. Paul is on trial, and the Israelite leader is judging Paul. All right. So you can see right here, and they that stood by said, revilest thou God's high priest? Acts 23 and 5. Then said Paul, I wist not, brethren, that he was the high priest, for it is written, thou shalt not speak evil of the ruler of thy people. See that? So now I'm going to give you the actual precept to this, what Paul is saying here in Acts 23 and 5. He said, because thou shalt not speak evil of the ruler of thy people. Now, what I told you a ruler was, a ruler can also be a judge. So thou shalt not speak evil of the judge of thy people, or the ruler of thy people, or the gods of thy people, or the God of thy people. Now, I'm going to show you right here the precept to that, Acts 23 and 5. I'm going to show you the precept of that. You see that? Exodus 22 and 28. That's the precept. Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people. That's what Paul was quoting. Paul knew that in Acts 23 and 5. Then said Paul, I wist not, brethren, that he was the high priest. For it is written, thou shalt not speak evil of the ruler of thy people. So when he says, for it is written, where is he pulling that from? Thou shalt not speak evil of the ruler of thy people. A ruler is a judge, and a judge is a God. He said you shouldn't speak evil of the ruler of thy people. Where he pulled that from? Here, Exodus 22 and 28. Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people. Now, when you go right, see, that's the gods, that's the judges, that's the rulers. Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people. So you got to get out of your head when you see gods. Stop thinking that it's always talking about, when you see gods, stop thinking it's always talking about false gods in ancient times. Stop thinking that, because it's not always talking about that. Especially in Ruth chapter 1, verses 15 and 16, when Ruth told Naomi, let your people be my people and let your God be my God. This ain't got nothing to do with the Most High, Yahweh, the existing one. This is dealing with the judges. See, thy people shall be my people. I want your tribe to be my tribe. That's what she said. Because like I said, Naomi was from the tribe of Judah. Ruth was from the tribe of Reuben. I want your tribe to be my tribe. I want your people to be my people. And not only, I want the ruler, the judge that's over your tribe, I want, which is considered a God, I want that to be my God. I want your judge to be my judge. This is literally what Ruth 1 and 16 is talking about. It ain't saying that Ruth, because a lot of y'all believe that Ruth was worshiping false gods, and then Naomi took her in and introduced her to the God of Israel. No. It's not talking about that. It's talking about, it ain't even talking about these false gods listed on this chart here. It's talking about judges, rulers of Israel. Okay? You see? Now let me go on. This is St. John 10:34. And the Messiah answered them, is it not written in your law, I said ye are gods? You see that? Is it not written in your law, I said ye are gods? John 10:35. If he called them gods, and to whom the word of God came, and the scripture cannot be broken, John 10:36. Say ye of him, whom the Father hath sanctified, and sent into the world, thou blasphemest, because I said, I am the Son of God. You see that? So they were saying the Messiah was blaspheming because he said he was the Son of God. That just means Son of God means son of a judge, the son of a ruler. That's all that means, okay? We are called sons of God. You know, let me show you that in the scriptures. Exodus 4:22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, that's what he told Moses, tell Pharaoh, thus said the Lord, Yahweh, he said, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. So we always have been the son of God. We always have been the son of a judge. We always have been the sons and daughters of a ruler. That's not nothing new there. You know, so when Christ came on the scene, when the Messiah came on the scene, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, they had a bone to pick. They was upset with him because they say he was blaspheming because he said that he was the Son of God. Well, that's been said. You know? That's why he told them in 10:34 of John. He answered them, is it not written in your law, in the scriptures, I said ye are gods? Yeah, because don't you know we will judge the earth, man? So we are rulers and judges. Psalms 82, verse 6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. You see that? That's why he said, is it not written in your law? Because the Messiah knew the scripts. He said, is it not written in your law that you are gods? Right here, that's what he's talking about. Psalms 82:6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. So we always been the sons and daughters of a judge. The sons and daughters, because God's means Elohim or Elohim. So we always been the sons and daughters of Elohim. We always been the sons and daughters of a judge, of a ruler. See that? That's what son of God means. That's why Christ referred to himself as son of God, son of a judge, son of a ruler. That's why the Most High always said that Israel was his son, because we are the sons and daughters of a ruler or a judge. So I have said ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. Psalms 82:7, but ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. You see? But anyways, so I hope I explained what was basically going on, man, in Ruth chapter 1, verses 15 and 16. When Naomi said, behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back to her people, her tribe, and to her gods, not the false god listed in ancient times. Orpah didn't go back to these gods that you see here. She went back to her judge over her tribe. Okay, and then when Ruth told Naomi, I will lodge, I will go wherever you go, and then I want your people to be my people. I want your tribe to be my tribe. And then she said basically, and I want your judges over your tribe. I want your judges to be my judges, which I want your gods to be my God. So I hope you got some understanding out of that, guys. I don't know what to tell you, man. Seek truth, pray for spiritual discernment, and take one step at a time, man. So this has been another awesome lesson on Solid Foundation Israelite Academy. Once again, Shabar, Judah, Israel, that brought forth this lesson on today. Share the video with family and friends, and please like, if you will, to subscribe to the channel and share the information. Until next time, Shalom.